his first championship point. Race 2 of the 2023 Pirelli Portuguese round. Toprak Razgatlioglu out-jumps Álvaro Bautista. The streak towards turn number 1, and Toprak will outbrake Bautista as well. So it's Razgatlioglu who leads, Bautista in second place, Andrea Locatelli in third, Remy Gardner in fourth. Another good start from Michael van der Mark. He's straight up into fifth position. They bunch in the mid-pack. It's Jonathan Ray who's connected with two other riders, I think Vierke and Scott Redding
as well, and it's actually Lecuona up in fifth. He made a good start to convert that fifth position. Rinaldi now trying to make some progress.
As they go side by side through turn 5, it's Remy Gardner pushing his way through on Andrea Locatelli. Garrett Gerloff side by side with Michael van der Mark now for 7th position as well. So it's Razgatlioglu leading from Bautista in second, Gardner up in the provisional podium places, Locatelli behind Lecuona, Rinaldi still in 6th position, so perhaps not making the early progress we anticipated from him. Razgatlioglu versus Bautista, take 1. Bautista is going to have the speed advantage in towards turn 1. Razgatlioglu is going to have the inside and the advantage under braking. Andrea Locatelli has lined up a move on Remy Gardner. Gardner's back through on him though, and the door opens up for Michael Ruben Rinaldi to come past as well. This is a multi-rider scrap for 3rd position, and Gerloff ends up back behind Lecuona now in P7.
Yeah, Locatelli and Gardner were side by side through turns 3 and 4. That's what opened the door for Rinaldi to come through. He's going to come through on Gardner pretty soon as well.
Very, very soon from Michael Ruben Rinaldi. He's now up into the podium position. Gardner tries to answer back but can't pull alongside. Now it's a question of the pace of Michael Ruben Rinaldi. Here's another one where Bautista's going to get up and alongside. He will lead going into lap 5. Toprak then should respond going into turn 1. He's a little bit further back this time than he has been previously, but he shows the front wheel to Bautista nonetheless.
Fair play to Toprak. As usual on the brakes, he does what he can to get himself back in front.
The start of lap number 6 now. Bautista is through. This is the furthest clear he's been of Razgatlioglu all race. Toprak is not close enough to respond into the braking zone, and it could be game over from here on in. Well, it might be into turn 5 that Razgatlioglu has to have a jab here on Bautista. The door is half ajar, and Toprak forces it open and reclaims top spot. Álvaro Bautista already alongside Toprak Razgatlioglu at the end of lap 6 this time. How far a margin can he streak away in this first sector before Toprak tries to answer back? Between now and turn 5, the 3 heaviest braking points on the circuit are Razgatlioglu's best opportunities. Just as a lap ago from Razgatlioglu, he's just as close as he was. No, Bautista has stretched a couple of bike lengths, and from here Bautista will fancy his chances of soaring away to another victory. It is Bautista who leads by a fraction over Razgatlioglu, who is going to jab down the inside here into turn 11. Bautista turns across his path. They were so close to touching there. Great control from the pair of them.
Yeah, Toprak in a wheel-to-wheel, bar-to-bar battle is always so difficult to beat. So Álvaro, he's putting his bike where it needs to be.
The longer Toprak pressures on the tail of Álvaro Bautista, the longer he's clear of Michael Ruben Rinaldi as well.
That's a really good sector from Toprak, though. He's closed right up to the back. Maybe he's close enough into 11 to try something.
Well, he is going to make the lunge down the inside, and Bautista is going to have to stand it up and out of the way as they come through turn 13. Razgatlioglu recovers top spot.
Yeah, turn 13 rather, and for Toprak, he did a really good job in that lap to give himself that opportunity. But he knows he's going to have to defend into turn 1 once again. Still a bike length between them.
The other way around now. Track position is with Razgatlioglu, but I'm sure this is going to be another lap led from Álvaro Bautista. He will follow in the tyre tracks of Razgatlioglu coming off the final turn. Streak past him down the inside again at the start of lap 10. Great lap 9 nonetheless from Toprak Razgatlioglu just to get back in front briefly of Álvaro Bautista. Toprak with an opportunity on Bautista coming in towards turn 5. He will send it down the inside. It's a tight hairpin. You don't want to make a mistake through there. We saw what the risk can be with Jonathan Ray in the Super Pole race. But Razgatlioglu again responds on Bautista. Brilliant racing from the two of them.
Yeah, Toprak's not thinking about the championship. He's only thinking about a race victory. And that's why he was so frustrated after the Super Pole race this morning. And you can see once again for Toprak, when he hits the front, he gives it everything he has. He tries to open up that bit of a margin into that final sector, but he needs to have a half a second clear of Bautista.
onto the start-finish straight. Again, at the beginning of lap number 12 this time. Razgatlioglu customarily moves to the inside line. He wants to try and outbrake Bautista in towards turn 1. This time Bautista's later in on the brakes, and if he can hold it through turns 2 and 3, that's the best we've seen from Bautista thus far.
Yeah, because that's a lot later to have made the move as well, but you could see just how far in front he was by the time he got onto the brakes. Toprak, you can see they're able to hold that tighter line through turn 3, gives you the line you need up through turn 4, carry the momentum through here for the 54, and you will be in a position to attack again into the downhill turn 5.
Riding on board with Toprak Razgatlioglu as he goes for the move on Alvaro Bautista. These two almost choreographed. They're doing it lap after lap.
If Bautista wants to come through, he has to be on the right-hand side of the track to try and put his bike between himself and Toprak on the brakes.
A little bit of a wheelie coming off the final turn from Bautista as he moves out to strike again on Razgatlioglu. Toprak is deep enough on the brakes to hold firm in top spot this time around.
But able to pull back that 0.4 of a second again, Bautista. This is so difficult for Toprak to be able to hold on to this lead.
It's where Alvaro Bautista is at his strongest that Razgatlioglu looks most vulnerable. It's coming off this final turn. Every lap around so far, Bautista has pulled out and pulled alongside. This time he's got clear of Toprak in towards turn 1 on the break point, and Razgatlioglu has to settle in second place for now. Bautista's going to be 0.4 up at the start of the next lap. Here's the opportunity for the move. Here is the move from Razgatlioglu. And we ride on board with him as he's through and clear on Alvaro Bautista.
Good move by Toprak there, and he did exactly what he had to do. He set it up for a few corners, and hoping we were on board. Maybe there was a chance into 11 to come through, but Razgatlioglu knew what he was doing to try and get to the front, but he's going to be under attack again in towards turn 1. It's going to be so difficult now with 6 laps to go.
And even if it goes to the final lap, we remember from the Superpole race this morning that Bautista can do this in the drag race to the line at the 20th attempt if he needs to. This is lap 15. 6 laps then still to go. Toprak on the front end under braking. He is pushing as hard as he can, going as deep as he can, and Bautista's going deeper than he can. He runs wide, coming through turns 1 and 2, and Razgatlioglu now has a little bit of breathing room. Bautista's going to make the pass on Razgatlioglu at the end of lap 16. These two have swapped and changed positions more times than anyone can count. Certainly run out of fingers for that by now. Bautista ahead of Toprak going in towards turn 1. Toprak not enough, close enough to outbrake him. Garrett Gerloff has managed to get through on Andrea Locatelli going in towards turn 1 on this lap 17. Bautista defending against Razgatlioglu. Riding on board with Alvaro Bautista, watching back at Toprak Razgatlioglu, the only man who has mathematical hopes of denying him the title this season. You get a perfect indication of how Razgatlioglu rides that machine as he looks to the inside on Alvaro Bautista in towards turn 13. This time he rockets through. We ride on board, and it is Razgatlioglu who recovers the race lead.
Toprak inch 13. That's been his favourite overtaking spot. Can he hold on? It's so difficult for him, but it's all about trying to, on that last lap, have enough of a margin over Bautista. Bautista can put his bike left, he can put his bike right, and he can just get that drive onto the start-finish straight.
So Bautista leads again at the start of lap 18.
This is all about rostrum or hospital for Razgatlioglu. He's coming through every chance he gets.
Razgatlioglu through again in towards turn 5. Stands up Bautista. So Toprak response for P1. Race victor on 7 occasions already this season. Most recent feature-length race victory was race 1 of the French round. That was after a mechanical retirement for Alvaro Bautista.
T5 is the only place that Toprak can make the move, because we know Bautista's going to give himself a chance to come back in front at some stage during this race. Turn 13 on the last lap is too late. So on the last lap, Toprak needs to be through by the time we come through turn 5 to have a chance of winning the race.
2 laps to go then. Razgatlioglu and Bautista once again onto the start-finish straight. Bautista recovers the race lead in towards turn 1. Toprak not regularly able to outbrake Bautista. Has a bit of a moment on braking. Might leave him slightly offline. Toprak then will carry his momentum through towards turn 3, but Bautista covers top spot for the moment at least. Up at the front, Bautista does hold on this time in towards turn 5, but he's gone deep. Bautista goes deep and Razgatlioglu takes the lead. 1 lap to go. 2 more attempts at making the pass off the final turn from Alvaro Bautista. Razgatlioglu moves to block. Bautista then will have the inside line down this start-finish straight. And we'll see how quickly Razgatlioglu can respond, whether he can break away. Here comes the move back into turn 1. Massive moment from Toprak Razgatlioglu. And does Bautista think, you know what, I'm a little bit too nervous to try and pull back alongside you now? But does Bautista just wait until the final turn to do exactly as he did in the Super Pole race this morning?
This is critical though for Toprak. Can he open up enough of a margin now? He needs the best part of half a second in the final sector to be able to hold off Bautista through turns 14 and 15.
Yes, what can Razgatlioglu do differently through the final sector to hold Bautista at bay this time?
Nothing. Toprak has given everything he has in this race. You can see again there, the front end on the verge of a crash, again into turn 5. We've seen that all the way through this race. But for Razgatlioglu, he has given everything he has, but he's not been able to shake Bautista off his tail.
Barring an incident between these two, we will be going down to the final round of this World Championship season. But will it be a 60-point margin or will it be a 50-point margin? That depends on the final 2 sectors of the last of the laps this weekend. 50 laps in Portimao. Alvaro Bautista, we thought, was the pre-race favourite. He probably still is the favourite at this stage of proceedings based on what he did in the Super Pole race earlier on today. On that occasion, he picked off Razgatlioglu in the run to the line. Toprak then leads going into the final sector. This is where Alvaro Bautista and the Ducati are at their strongest. He's almost alongside already going towards turn 15. It's Razgatlioglu who leads then versus Bautista. A repeat of the Super Pole race. Bautista surges to the outside. Razgatlioglu tries to block him but fails. We go to the final round of the 2023 World Championship, but Alvaro Bautista takes the hat-trick in Portimao. He's just 2 points away from the world title.